Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Claudio Nogueira, and I head up business development at Pivotal Data. I'm very excited to be able to have this opportunity to speak to you all today. This is my first time presenting at this forum, and I'm really looking forward to passing some of my experience and knowledge that I have been very lucky to have had in the past 15 years of dealing with CX, specifically related to technology in the CX world of contact centers. The topic today that I want to have a chat to you about is customer journey mapping to visualize, track, and drive CX across all fulfillment options. Now, disclaimer, my career history is strongly rooted in the contact center world, especially in the technology portion of the contact center world. So for me to be able to speak about customer mapping and how to visualize, track, and drive CX, I have to relate it to my experiences that I've seen in the past years of working with customers. With this in mind, I've decided to take the topic of customer journey mapping to visualize, track, and drive CX across all fulfillment options and provide you with some knowledge on how, at Pivotal Data, who are technology providers, assist our customers with their customer journey mapping. The best way for me to do this is to look at a specific part of the business that I want everyone to relate to. So I want to get my message across, and I want to take this example that hopefully, again, we can all relate to. The example that I've decided to use today is I want to look at the e-commerce or online shopping world specifically. As I only have 20 minutes, I want to start this chat with a story that I'm sure most of you experience, and if you haven't, you will soon. I wanted to start with the story because it's still fresh in my mind as it happened last week. So, role-playing hats on, let's start. I bought my wife a gift from a local e-commerce company. The process was great, and her gift was delivered as per the promised ETA. The whole process was seamless, and I was kept in the loop via email and SMS on the entire progress until the gift was delivered to my front door. Unfortunately, I got a size wrong. I know, Husband of the Year award. One would think that after 8 years of being happily married, I would know these things. Anyway, let's carry on. My wife loved the gift and asked if I could exchange it for the correct size. So I went onto the website, and the process again was pretty easy to get to the exchange and return section. However, this is the part of the process where I got confused. Even though I was in the exchange and return section, I wasn't able to exchange my item. The options that were provided to me were only to return the item and A, credit my account, or B, pay me back the money. This, unfortunately, is not what I wanted. I just wanted a different size. So I spent some time on the page looking for the answers, but with no luck. I went onto the help section, which gave me a great story again on how to exchange a return. But again, this wasn't the exact same process that I followed. Or should I say, this was the exact same process that I followed. And it didn't provide me with the exchange option under the exchange and return sections. So I gave up on the website and mailed them. Usually I would use the chat function, but there is no chat function on their website. So the reply was again timeous and great. It was within an hour, and they sent me a beautiful email with the same process to follow to get to the returns and exchange section, which again didn't help me. So I went back online. I did the return option because it was the only option I was offered and asked for a refund. See my problem here? How do I rate my customer experience? Well, to a point, it was great. But to the point where it really mattered, it wasn't. See, the problem here is that this company now lost a sale and most likely a customer who will look at other sites before using this one, again, due to my experience with them. The story is a perfect introduction to the topic that I have been asked to speak to you today about. Now, I want us to play pretend, and I want to run the same scenario again. But this time, I want to give you what I expect as a customer who is buying something from someone who is seen as a leader in the e-commerce world or online shopping world in South Africa. Now, I'm on the website in the exchange and return section. I get stuck as there is no option for me to exchange. When suddenly, a proactive message pops up and says, "Hello, we see that you might have an issue with logging a return or exchanging an item." Me, I smile and say, well, that's impressive. Then the same message says, we see that you're inquiring about this specific item, where they proceed to tell me that they do not have that item in stock anymore, but will send me a link to a very similar item on their website. I thank them for their great assistance, click on the link, and buy the new item. Yes, it was at a higher price, but I don't mind. Why? The customer service was excellent. The reason why I gave you my perfect scenario as an example is because the possibility to do this exists. However, I'm not talking about a chat function here. I'm not talking about I am talking about changing an interaction from a react to an act, and subsequently creating a journey for me as a customer to not only enjoy the process I have gone through, but also for me to get something when the first original gift wasn't available. I got choices. Now, let's take a look at the example and break it down a bit more. Companies today are facing serious challenges when trying to identify the right individual or customer, the best moments, and the best possible way to engage with their customers online. Companies today want to stay ahead of their competitors by shaping their customer experience and driving their customers to a desirable outcome. In this case, a sale, and in the customer's side, a gift for his wife in the right size. Personally, what I'm seeing in the market currently is that at times companies are finding it hard to utilize all the available data in a way that is both meaningful and actionable. While on the customer side, they're expecting fast answers and an amazing customer experience. So, how do we get to that point in my perfect scenario? Well, I'm going to talk about the solution that helps us today to get to that point. It's called predictive engagement. Now, I'd like to just go through a few slides just for reference. So if you give me a second, I would like to share my screen with everyone today. Sorry, guys, just give me a sec. And perfect. Right. Introducing predictive engagement. We use machine learning, journey analytics to observe website activity, predict customer outcomes, and proactively engage with customers. We use historical and real-time data to predict customer outcomes to be able to provide the best CX possible. This is the what. Now let's discuss the how. So what is predictive engagement? Simply put, predictive engagement is the automation that decides when customers should be engaged, by whom, and how to be able to optimize the best outcome. This is powered by AI that observes, analyzes, and shapes customer experience so that as a business, you're engaging with the right customer at the right time. This will enable business to act when needed and not react after the moment has passed. So how does it work? As I mentioned earlier, predictive engagement leverages AI to predict outcomes that will make your contact center agents smarter and, more importantly, your customers happier. It observes all customers' behavior online and makes predictions on their likelihood to reach outcomes that will benefit the business. It enables online tracking of the customer's journey, foster identification of high-quality leads, and increase sales conversions and more efficient interactions between agents and customers. Our communication software uses predictive analytics to make voice, video, and chat interactions better. All this is done in real time. The ability to capture and analyze in real time using AI and machine learning enables you to engage with the right customer at the right time and connect them to the right agent to personalize the experience to drive a positive outcome. Simply put, predictive engagement helps to connect companies with the right customer by proactively identifying high-value customers, doing it at the right time. By proceeding and predicting when to engage customers, and it drives the right message by personalizing content offers and identifying the right agent by routing customers to the best resource, which in this case could be a bot or a live agent. Now, let's just take a break. Important to note, before we continue, I need to highlight that predictive engagement is not just a rules-based system of triggering chat offers. It is predictive. Act and react. Now, let's look at the power of predictive versus proactive. Let's look at another real-life example that, again, we can all relate to when we're shopping online. The first scenario is a rules-based example. The customer was forced to find a chat option within the company's website. As customers, we are greeted by a usually generic, bland message or chat that would leave me explaining my situation to an agent. The second example, that is based on predictive scenario, the system notices that the customer is at risk of walking away from the sale because they don't have the size of the shoes he is looking for. Then the system steps in at the exact right time to offer personalized assistance by directing them or me to another similar option. In both scenarios, the final outcome would most likely be the same. However, in the second scenario, you would be saved the time, the frustration of explaining your needs, and therefore you would be more inclined to press the checkout button and complete your purchase. Now, in summary, what is the value and benefits? Now we understand what predictive engagement does. Let's see what it does for a business and what do businesses get out of it. First of all, companies can now see that they can now observe and identify their customers before, during, and after their customer interactions with your website. The correct internal teams can now be proactively notified of hot leads, avoid the risk of losing online sales, and identifying VIP customers. Companies can act by engaging with their customers proactively at the right time through voice, chat, or web content offerings. By using AI and continuous machine learning to predict the customer's likelihood to engage in certain behaviors, such as purchasing. With all these insights, business can now provide information to agents to make the customer journey effortless, which improves the CX. As a result, we see machine learning driving better outcomes by automatically learning and improving accuracy over time. Now, let me just do this. Perfect, sorry about that. Now, to conclude my time with you, I want to firstly thank you for letting me introduce you to only one solution out there that has the ability to drive value through the entire customer lifecycle. It's not only about finding customers via marketing offers or winning them over by amazing sales specials. AI and continuous machine learning adds value throughout the entire customer life cycle, including customer care. The ability to act on any customer engagement channel and proactively personalize the customer's journey is one of the first steps in creating a great customer experience online. So thank you very much. That was my 20 minutes and a bit. I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself and my thinking on CX and how to improve it. And I look forward to the rest of the day and looking forward to maybe in the future our journeys crossing so I can speak to you a bit more about this amazing customer experience journey that we're all looking to get better and streamline. Thank you very much.